Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.
We are dealing with the case of mindless assault on the Constitution by this administration. This same woman was nominated many months back, and that nomination kicked up a lot of dust. So it was withdrawn. We had thought that the withdrawal was for good, because there is no way, there's no sensible justification for this nomination. Everybody saw through it. So we are opposed to it in much the same way as all Nigerians were opposed to her nomination the first time she was put forward for this position. This nomination is offensive and shocking. It shocks and offends in equal measure. It shocks because this woman is the exact same thing the Constitution anticipates in providing for persons who have unquestionable integrity to be sent to INEC. This is the same kind of person that the Constitution takes extra care in making sure that it just basically stipulates an important qualification for ascending such a position.
Mr. Bob,
yes.
I think there are two different issues here with regards to the Constitution provision. One, persons of a questionable integrity shouldn't be appointed as, regs or national commissioners of INEC.
Yep.
And secondly, people or card-carrying members of political party are not qualified for that position. So we can, what is up for debate is the fact that Onochie might be a card-carrying member of a political party, but we cannot verify if she's a person of questionable integrity.
No. I think you are bringing, you are delving into what we call a false dilemma. It can be both. The option of saying that this or that is not correct. It can be both. On any footing, this nomination, as like I said, is offensive, irresponsible, and shocking. The one of card-carrying member thing, that's a fact within our knowledge, as we say in law. How can you prove that? You're asking me now, I'm here, I'm in the studio, I'm a PDP member. Do you have my card? Do you have my membership card? You don't have it. Her card is buried somewhere in the resources of our property. Let's take the other one. Unquestionable integrity, what does it mean? What's understood in the context? In the context of the office to which she has been nominated, she does not fit in because she's very partisan. Who's a partisan? A person who supports a candidate to a party or a cause, who rabidly supports a candidate, a party, or a cause. This woman has put herself forward in the time Buhari was president as basically the attack instruments of the government. Everything APC, she rabidly supports.
A person appointed as a media aide to the president shouldn't support the programs and policies of the president?
No. Okay, of course, you have a choice to do that. But having taken that choice, having exercised that choice, you cannot blow hot and cold. You cannot now go and put yourself forward again for a position that requires somebody of neutrality.
Now, Honorable Bob.
Hold on, my sister.
Okay.
The position she has taken suggests that she cannot be neutral. She's rabidly pro-Buhari, rabidly pro-APC, rabidly pro-anything in this government. That cannot be a woman that is fit for the position to which she has been nominated. So, like I said, it's offensive. And it beggars belief. Nigeria shouldn't watch and let this kind of thing go on in this country. We all have to stand up. It's not just National Assembly. We have to stand up. It's shameful.
We know.
This government, hold on, this nomination shows that this government knows no shame. This government knows no shame. This government knows no shame. I'm saying it. This government is shameless. It's ashamed of nothing. I'm offended by everything. Ashamed of nothing. I'm offended by everything. The first rejection, they interpreted as a slight. Who governs like that? Who governs like that?
Now, Honorable, this is not the first time you're saying Nigerians should rise up. I remember that when this name came up in October 2020, civil society groups grouped together, kicked against it, and before the name was taken out, and then they are also worried that it's coming up again. But we do know that we have a precedence, of nominations that have been made by the president in the past, which even the National Assembly kicked against, but the president insists that this person must stay. It would take a case of Magu, for instance, until the issue of corruption started coming up, So do you have confidence that no matter how people kick against this nomination, that it will be taken?
Well, first, let me just clear you on the Magu issue. Magu stayed in that position illegally for 5 or 6 years or something like that, illegally. His nomination was rejected twice, or for as many times as he was presented by the Senate. This government kept him there without due Senate clearance, illegally. That's one. On this one, unfortunately, I wish I could, tell you that I have confidence that this Senate will stand up to its name and do its job. I don't have that confidence. This representation only means one thing, that the thing that they got the Senate cornered. That's what it means. They will not have the audacity to send this woman name back there. If they didn't think that they got them cornered, they got them where they want them. They have to stand up now and be counted. Let me tell you, this nomination signifies one thing. They hold the Senate and the International Assembly in utter contempt and disdain. They will not dare send his name back after that rejection. If they didn't think that they could find their way, they could force the woman through, force them through the throat of the National Assembly, the Senate particularly. Yeah, that's what it only means.
So what's the implication of this if that name is actually allowed to stay,
well,
particularly on the election?
Right now, people say we are a do-nothing National Assembly. Do-nothing, a rubber stamp, 9th National Assembly. That's what they call us. Some of us are really ashamed.
Is that correct?
Well, I don't know. It's the impression out there. That's the impression. I'm telling you what they say about us. Okay?
So how would you respond to that impression?
Well, I'm not do nothing. I'm not rubber stamp. Everybody knows me. I'm not kind of legislator.
No, we're talking about you now. We're talking about the National Assembly as an institution.
Members individually. Let them speak for themselves. Okay? I don't know about any bandwagon classification. Now, listen. This is an opportunity for this Senate now, okay, to show that it has mettle, necessary mettle, to look executive in the face and say no. Thus far and no further. I agree. The framers of our constitution, this is a bad constitution. I've said so before. Several forums have said so. It's a bad constitution. We need a whole reset, constitutional reset. We haven't got it. This tinkering and cosmetic, amendments to take us anywhere. We need a constitutional reset. Now, but this constitution, bad as it is, envisages the extinction in power exercise. It's a presidential system. You have executive, legislature, and judiciary. That system promotes the doctrine of separation of powers. Okay? And the corollary to that is checks and balances. There is nothing called cooperative leadership. Yes, you cannot work cooperatively with any other arms. You can't do that. You have to, the whole essence is to check the excess of power. Because as I say, Lord Acton said, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. The job of National Assembly is to look into things like this through the law, letters of the law. Okay, are those sponsoring candidates? No, this particular candidate does not meet the criterion set out here. We have looked through this situation and we cannot, assist you.
All right, let me just
give you an instance, of the working of this document of powers in reality. Recently, you are aware of the recent U.S. case, Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin is basically torpedoing the most important piece of legislation of the Biden administration. It's the same party. He's a senator. They just need him to, push through a most important legislative piece. He said no. Because of that, Biden and his party are withdrawing that most momentous proposition.
You are ruling out, principles, that are obtainable in an ideal situation. What is as an ideal situation?
Well, we have to work towards an ideal situation. We can't sit on our hands and then throw our hands in the air and give up, say no, we're not going anywhere. We, if you are elected and take an oath to come into office and do a job, do the job.
I listened to the senators, trying to do a stock taking of their activities or their achievements in the last 2 years. Well, and I also heard a couple of them lamenting that some of the resolutions that have been passed at the floor, and been sent to the executive have blatantly been not complied with.
The question of resolutions, I have my...
So the National Assembly is like a crying baby, not able to do anything, really.
Absolutely. We should be, in an ideal situation, we should be holding Zil by the jugular. Because we have everything it takes, to make them do what we want to do, what we want them to do. Okay? But for some reasons, partisanship, some other considerations to do with not so salubrious, elements. People are pandering to base sentiments. That's what is killing us.
All right, let's come back to the Onochie nomination. She has been nominated as INEC Federal Commissioner. Honorable Bob, you are a politician, who has been in the game for a while now. How much impact can a National Commissioner of Independent National Electoral Commission have on the electoral process and a virtual outcome of elections?
Of course, she will have enormous impact. But the most serious one to you now that you should consider is a confidence building in the institution. Okay? We say in law that justice, when justice is done, justice is about what the man on the street perceives. Okay, if the man on the street goes away thinking that, the judge has in some way, played an underhand, confidence is lost in the system. So when you bring somebody who's brazenly partisan, somebody who is a rabid supporter, somebody just mentioned, key in, just Google or Lauretta Onochie anywhere and see what pops up. Okay, what pops up is identification with the present system. So you cannot have that. So of course she would have enormous impact. She would be exposed.
But she will not be directly involved in the conduct of the election.
No, that's immaterial. National Electoral Commissioners go to zones or states where elections are conducted. They get real-time briefings, important briefings, secretive briefings, sensitive briefings. Okay, of course. And then she will definitely have an impact.
Honorable Bob, before we go, the Electoral Act Amendment Bill is currently before the National Assembly, even though it couldn't be passed in the first quarter of this year as promised by the leadership of the National Assembly. Are you guys factoring the recommendations of Justice Uwais, whose reforms panel and whose reforms committee recommended that the powers to appoint INEC National Chairman or Rex be removed from the office of the President?
Yeah, it's an important question you have raised. Crucially, yes, I am a member of Electoral matters in the House of Reps. And I also served in the Joint House and Senate Committee on this electoral bill referred to. This issue, unfortunately, the one of total insulation of INEC from executive influence, wasn't one of such that were able to push through. I've spoken in some other media where I said that the reforms proposed in the bill don't go far enough. I have said that some of us wanted more drastic and radical changes, but we didn't get as far as some of us wanted. But I'm sorry to disappoint you. This one is that we're not able to to do that. Even the modicum of reforms we brought on board, everybody knows now. This is the last month of second quarter. Okay, there is no passage electoral bill. They promised publicly everywhere that the bill will pass in the first quarter. This is the last month, second quarter. Mom is the word now as I speak to you on that bill. So imagine that we're able to go any further than we went. I would have assured you that that bill would never see the light of day. Even now, I have no comment that the bill will never see the light. Well, maybe I think they're playing for time until some time when it becomes practically impossible to get it through, and then look for cheap excuses to give to Nigerians. People should get up and wise up to the antics of the government, and then make sure they are put to the spot. Put to the spot. Yes, to the spot. One last one on this Onochie thing. One last one on Onochie thing. This is a time, like I said before, I'm calling on the Senate, National Assembly, to stand up and be counted for once. Stand up and be counted for once. Don't stop giving the administration of Buhari this carte blanche, free pass on everything. It tells on the integrity of all of us, individually and collectively. It's a time to stand up, reject this thing once and for all. Once and for all.